We have returned, like we always say at the end of every one of our videos. We will return, and we have returned. This time with some big news that has come out regarding the Mummy movies that we know for with Brandon Fraser and Rachel Weisz. Back in 1999, the first Mummy movie came out. It's funny that because a couple weeks ago, I read a comment on Twitter where someone said one of the most rewatchable movies, one of the most entertaining movies is The Mummy. And I definitely agree. I've seen this movie. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this movie. And then The Mummy Returns comes was in 2001. So The Mummy in 1989, The Mummy Returns 2001, and there was a third one, but Rachel Weisz did not. She did not come back to play the role of Evelyn, which is O'Connell's wife. She did not return for that one. I had no interest in that movie once I heard that. It didn't get the reviews that the first two got, and so the news that's come out is that they have started working on a fourth movie with both of the original actors slated to return, which is Brendan Fraser as Rick O'Connell and Rachel Weisz as his wife, Evelyn O'Connell. Don't know when that's going to happen, but it's in the works now. And the big news is that they're both coming back, being that Rachel Weisz did not do the third movie. Apparently, they're going to be ignoring the third movie altogether when doing the fourth one. So that says a lot about the third movie. If you have seen it and you want to share your experience, by all means, if you want, put them in the comments because that's a movie I didn't see. I'll be completely honest, I did not see it. Had no interest in seeing it. There was another Mummy movie, even though this was supposed to be part of a shared universe. Tom Cruise did a Mummy movie in 2017, and it was supposed to be a part of a shared. There was supposed to be a werewolf movie, a Dracula movie, and it was all supposed to be somewhat in the same universe, kind of like what we're seeing in the MCU and the DCU going now with James Gunn. It was supposed to be similar to that. That didn't take off because the Mummy movie that was supposed to take off, which was supposed to be the Iron Man of that universe, flopped. So that never got off the ground. But now they're coming back to the Mummy 4. Don't know what the name is going to be or when it's going to come out. I'm assuming 2027. We're getting news of it just being greenlit now. They have to start, schedule when to shoot and then, post production, all that. So I'm assuming 2027. Hopefully no later than that. 2028, it just sounds so far away because it is. It is. It's the end of 2025, but so 2028 would be probably 2 years from now to get that
It's
movie.
it's when we'll finally get GTA.
But man, that's it's crazy because another comment on just to get off topic real quick. Another comment I read online was, why set something if you really don't think you're going to make that deadline? And they had, it was supposed to come out summer of 2026. Now it's this time next year it's coming out. So a whole year from now. They pushed it back 6 months when they initially pushed it back before. So my saying is 2025 is the year that they're announcing things getting pushed back and delayed. So um we who knows what we're gonna get first.
Sorry to get you off track. I
No,
apologize
no,
about
it's
that.
it's fine. It's fine. But, it's a discussion. This is what we discuss here, and it kind of falls in that's in our wheelhouse. GTA is big. I'm sure we're gonna do something on that too when that finally comes out. Hopefully we're here, God willing. So Booba, I know I've seen these movies a lot. The wife loves these movies. So when it's on, we're watching it. So what do you think? What did you think of these movies? Are you a big fan of these movies like I am? Because I really am. This was big news to me to hear that they're both coming back. Unlike the third movie, which again I had no interest in it because she wasn't reprising her role. They had somebody else, and that's when a movie has kind of jumped the shark. And look, we haven't heard from it since until now because both actors are coming back. But go ahead.
Listen, when this movie came out in 1999, I do remember wanting to go to the movie theater to see it. I do remember that the CGI, the things that were being done on this particular movie were new to me. They were the kind of first time doing to me. Listen, this movie came out 2 weeks before Phantom Menace back in 1999. So it was going up against a big dog. Think about it. Like all those years without Star Wars, and they came back with Phantom Menace. That was 2 weeks before, so even in the box office, it had to compete 2 weeks afterwards. But no, this movie was huge, and yes, I did enjoy watching these movies. I did enjoy watching them. They gave me this kind of nostalgic, right? Like it's Indiana Jones. It has comedy in it. It has a romance story behind it. The action was great. The drama was phenomenal. The setting, like in the desert and the pyramids, phenomenal movie. Really enjoyed it. I'm with you. Um, while I didn't care for the third movie, I did watch it because I was a big Jet Li fan. Of course, being in martial arts my whole life, Jet Li was part of me growing up. So I did enjoy that portion to have that kind of in there because Jet Li was big during that time of that third movie. But, did I think that this needed a revival? Did I think that this is something that people want to watch? I'm not sure. That part I'm not sure of. I am excited about a direction that they're taking. Variety magazine kind of leaked this out. They basically said that Brandon Fraser and Rachel Weisz are reuniting for another Mummy Adventure movie, but it's been kind of like 20 plus years. So I know that film was back in the 1930s. So now we're looking at the 1950s when they're supposed to kind of film this out. So I'm really interested in that portion of it, that whole time jump. The one thing that I am worried about, and it scares me to my bones, Pete, is that they bring in Brandon Fraser, who's really out of shape, and they bring in Rachel Weisz for like a hot 15 minutes to bring in someone else to pass this torch. So that's my biggest worry when it comes to talking about this stuff. But the people that directed Abigail, the people that directed Ready or Not, these are the same people that brought back the Scream franchise. And that part for me is exciting because I loved all those movies. I think they did a really good job of extending the Scream series as well. So I'm really excited about this. The one thing that I am worried about is that Universal themselves, who own the franchise, they haven't made a comment yet. Not that I know of. So yeah, I'm in. I'm in as long as it's not a pass the torch type of movie. That'll be my biggest worry.
Okay, so that's an interesting take. Pass the torch. And the reason why to me it's big news is because Brendan Fraser right now he's big. He's hot right now, and hearing this, I didn't. I'm not gonna say I expected it, but I'm not surprised. Like I said, he's hot right now. I guess he's kind of making a comeback, and
Yeah.
Rachel Weisz, she's an A. They're both A-listers. I doubt that this is a pass the torch movie. I think this is something where they want to look. They're not going to bring these two people back, and I doubt the fact that she didn't sign on for the third. I don't think she's coming back for the fourth just for 15 minutes of screen time. I believe it's this is something that's gonna it's gonna probably this is again how they're ignoring the third. This will be the third in their trilogy. You know what I mean? So I'm excited. She was in Black Widow. She was Iron Maiden, I believe, in Black Widow. She's been doing this for a while. Same thing with Brendan Fraser. Steven Summers, it's he directed the first two. I don't know if he directed the third one, but he also directed the GI Joe movies with Channing Tatum as Duke. That's part of his resume. And the funny thing about the Mummy Returns was that's where we first got to see The Rock, Dwayne Johnson
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
movie. Now, I'm not one to say CGI is terrible. I'm sure it's not an easy job to do, but the CGI for The Rock was horrendous in that movie. Horrendous. And okay, that's back in 2001, right? But then the other time I can there's CGI that kind of sticks out to me is Avengers Infinity War when Banner is in the Hulkbuster suit and when Thor shows up, his it just does not look right. Him in the Hulkbuster suit when the mask goes back to reveal his face, his head is exposed. It looks a little weird. It looks bad, and that's recent. So I can get past The Rock back in 2001, but I would think Disney would have better CGI for the Hulk. Those are just two examples that stick out to me. But that's the first time we really got to see The Rock on screen. I believe it was his first. We can fact check that. I believe that was his first role, and he actually got his own movie, The Scorpion King, where he starred as a spin-off off of this movie. So interesting to see. Again, both very entertaining movies for me. Love both these movies, and it's this is I think it definitely falls in line with a lot of movies that we've seen, that the first two are great and the third one just is a dumpster fire. The Blade trilogy comes to mind. The first two were really good. Watching the third one in the movie theater, I'm looking at it like, what the hell am I watching? This is really bad. So this definitely falls in line with that.
Alien 3 as well is in that in that genre. I think some of the Predator movies didn't need to be made.
I was just about to ask
Post
you that. See, but the Predator movies are different because they're different stories. If it's just like The Hangover, to me, should not have gotten sequels. That's my personal. And they got three. They did a trilogy. They should have left that alone after the first one. But this one, it's different because it's not like the second one was good. I didn't find the second one good or the third one at all. But we're getting off topic here. So any other movies did you feel were a trilogy where the third one didn't live up to the first two?
That's tough, right? So the one immediately come to mind, of course, is Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm hoping they don't flop on the third one. Be very hard to do that because the first two were just amazing, and that could go through that debate, which is better, one or two. The Lord of the Ring movies, I think they were all very good as well. Although there's a big debate about that. Nothing that I can think of that you were not already mentioned.
Okay.
But no, but now what would you want? Is there something you would want out of a storyline out of this? Because we can't go back to the same Emotep mummy, right? Like that's
That
burnt out.
that's a good point. It's a good point because again in the second one, not that he was dead this whole time, he's a mummy, but I guess he ended up falling down that pit when he saw his love. Not even
Yeah.
that was tough. He had tears in his eyes. That was rough. He
Yeah, yeah,
said,
no, no.
damn, his chick is helping him out, and my chick is running down the hall. She's trying to get out of here, and she's just leaving me hanging here. That was tough to watch. Like I felt bad for him because you see the tears in his eyes, and I'm like, damn, bro, she left you.
she was not his ride or die at
Yeah, she
all.
said, yeah. She said, damn, nah,
Yeah, she was.
man. And then he turns. Dude is right next to him. His lady's saving him, and he's just like, yeah, I could see my lady's heels going down the hallway that way. That was tough. I kind of felt bad for him. Like, damn, bro, your lady is not what
Emotep guy got done dirty. He was
your
done dirty.
lady is not what you thought she was. And then he just let himself go because it was a wrap after that. After all he did to get her back, and she skated on him, man. That was foul. But
Fellas, know your ladies. Know your ladies. Know your
um,
ladies.
listen, this is that's a good point. I don't know what to expect. But he was a big part of the movies too. Emotep was a big part of the movies. The fact that they went to Jet Li in the third one, I get it because, like we just discussed, it was over for him. But is
Yeah.
there any point that is there something that can bring him back? Would he be able to come back for some reason? I don't know. That's in the hands of the writers, and I'm sure they will only sign on if it's a good script, because that's you don't want to waste your time with a movie that's horrendous or a script that sucks. But
Yeah, and
um,
you also don't want and sorry to cut
no,
you
you're
off,
good.
Pete. I also don't want this to be repetitive, right? Like we're
Yeah.
doing the same thing. Like this shouldn't be Jurassic Park. That's another third one that's not needed.
Okay.
Um, uh, there you go. So it refreshed my memory on a movie that's not needed because it's just repetitive. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Like you can't get back Emotep. I don't want that. I don't want to see.
Gotcha. No, that makes
That I
sense.
don't
That
want
makes
to
sense.
see. But give me a new mummy. Give me a refreshed mummy that's ready to rock. That's not gonna have someone skate on him like his love did. But but I think if we can get to a point where it's a new mummy that even what was the name of the gold bangle that he promised the god, I forget, it was like the god of war or whatever, for the Egyptians. But that maybe that guy. I think I'm on Ra or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But maybe something like that, because they're at their golden age. They're at their golden age. What can they possibly do now?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what comes of it. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But yeah, but what I meant to say when you brought up Jurassic Park, it's repetitive. I feel that way about Die Hard movies. And you're telling me this same guy ends up in all these type of situations where he has to fight random people? It was at the airport. It was in the building in the first one, and then the third one, he's going all over New York because this terrorist is robbing Wall Street. It's just good movies. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, yeah, this guy is in the same type of situation again. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. But the mummy, the mummy returns. Who knows what's going to happen? We'll probably hear some news soon. But exciting to hear that they're bringing back the original cast. And anything else from you, Puba, regarding the mummy?
No, listen, Brandon Fraser, Rachel Weisz. For the most part, that's all you're gonna need on this. I think you're gonna need a new mummy. I'm really excited to see what kind of angle they take on this. And as we get to the movie, we'll definitely, if they make that movie, we're gonna review it on the show, hopefully, because I am excited to see what they do with a franchise that's 20 years old, and they already have a ride on this at Universal Studios. So will they even update the ride to match the movie as well? So there's a lot of different things that are reflected because of this particular franchise. But I agree with you. I think it's beloved. It is one of those movies that you enjoy and understand the cinematic that goes behind it. I really do enjoy watching them. Not my genre to go to, but definitely something that's easily watchable, something you could put on the background while you're doing your things. It's nostalgic to so many other movies in its course. I am excited to see what they do with this franchise.
So thank you everybody who has supported us so far. Over 500 subscribers. Looking for the next 500. We enjoy this. This is just us really hanging out. And again, like you just saw right now, this is us just talking and chopping it up about movies. And again, this is a movie that I definitely am a fan of, both of them. Hopefully, we get good news regarding this new movie that they're talking about. And if you like what we're doing, please give us a subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. For Puba, for myself, we will return.